I've truly became my own best friend over time. I'll literally be sitting with my sorrow and anger, having a conversation with myself that feels like a familiar response, like a familiar older brother telling me what I need to hear. Sometimes I question why I feel so alone and why I yearn for your love so much and for a deep connection that I don't deserve yet. But then I also realize that that deep connection is supposed to come deep within. And I think finding comfort in the solo arc is okay, but it can be dangerous because I'm at this point where I just love being to myself sometimes. Like I'm able to leave this planet and shut my phone off for a couple hours with no worries. But some days I think a good healthy partner could benefit me many ways I can't see. And it just takes me through the train where times in the past that I tried and failed. And I just come back to thinking I should have just been alone. I was talking to my father about this the other day and he told me we're meant to have mates and have a companion. And I think mine probably got aborted. That or I'm extremely extreme and divine in my own ways that just, supposed to be alone forever. And sometimes it feels that way. I can be okay alone. Society makes people feel like they have to have someone and never be alone. And I sit back and look at everything and everyone that the system pushes, and I don't want any part of it. I'm not willing to just be with someone because I'm scared to be alone or tired of being alone. I'm done with my past. I'm done with my lustful ways. The requirements for the next person I try on is their heart content has to match their face content. Times in the past I've gotten with pretty women in the hopes of changing them to make them how I want my wife to be. But don't try to change them, dog. If you struggle to change yourself, what makes you think you can change someone else? And I would rather take a chance of being alone in this life than jump into a relationship that was meant for someone else because I was scared to be alone. People love to ruin things. Protect what you have. No one's going to be taking care of the things that you have, how you want it to be cared for. Not any stranger. Maybe your brother, maybe your sister, maybe your father, maybe your mother. Give people peace and someone will stir the conflict. Give people beauty and someone will try to stain it. Give people truth and someone will twist it. Not because goodness is weak, but because darkness has always been uncomfortable in the presence of light. Some people do not know how to build, so they learn to criticize. Some do not know how to create peace, so they spread chaos. And some people cannot stand to see something pure without trying to corrupt it. But it's not new. This isn't a new concept, it's always been that. Do not stop building just because others enjoy tearing things down. Because in the end, those who create light will always outlast those who spend their lives trying to put it out. Every act of goodness, every honest word, every moment you choose patience over bitterness, it adds something back to the world that too many people are trying to subtract from. Don't let the noise discourage you. Don't let the bitterness of others poison your spirit. If anything, let it strengthen your resolve. Because the very fact that people are trying so hard to ruin good things is proof that good things matter. And the ones that keep going, who keep creating, loving, forgiving, and building, those are the people that slowly change the world. So keep going. Keep being the one who builds. Keep being the one who brings light. You don't become better by accident. You become better by confrontation. Confrontation with your weakness. Confrontation with your habits. Confrontation with the parts of yourself that wants to stay comfortable instead of grow. But growth is never lived inside of comfort. Every man reaches a crossroad at one point in time in their life. One path is easy, it asks nothing of you. It allows you to stay the same person as you were yesterday. The other path demands something greater. Discipline, humility, reflection. The harder responsibility is to look in the mirror and say, I'm responsible for the person I am. In that moment is truly where self-improvement begins. But here's the truth that a lot of people don't like to accept. We weren't supposed to walk the path alone. Strength may be gathered alone, but solitude is forged with your brotherhood or sisterhood. A brother isn't someone that just stands behind you when things are easy. A brother is someone that reminds you who you are when you forget sometimes. He calls out your excuses. He sharpens your character. He refuses to let you settle for something lesser than what he sees in you. Like iron sharpens iron. Having strong men around you is just going to make you want to level up yourself. When one man grows, the other one feels it. Stand around disciplined men and your discipline grows. Stand around honorable men and your honor deepens. Stand around people that long for truth and you'll also begin to long for it as well. Brotherhood, true brotherhood, creates this environment where self-improvement is damn near inevitable. And in a world that often promotes isolation and ego, brotherhood reminds us of something powerful. We rise higher than we ever could alone. Because strong men aren't the ones that try to prove everyone that they don't need anyone. Strong men are the ones that build circles of trust. Guys that say, men that say, I'm not gonna let you fail. I'll stand with you when you become who you're meant to be. Self-improvement isn't just about building a stronger body and a sharper mind. It's about building a stronger character. A man that becomes patient when it's easy to be angry. A man that chooses discipline when temptation calls. A man that lifts up others instead of stepping on them to get higher. Because at the end of the day, success without brotherhood is empty. But growth amongst brothers is something more meaningful and powerful. It becomes legacy. So build yourself, refine your mind, strengthen your spirit, but don't forget to look beside you. Find the men who want to grow, the men who pursue truth, the men that are willing to walk the difficult road. Stand with them, grow with them, and become the man who doesn't only improve himself, but improves every life around him. Because when men commit to growth and brotherhood at the same time, something powerful happens. Not just better individuals, but better men. And better men build a better world. I'm not saying that only men build the world, by the way. I'm just saying you could do far greater things with the brotherhood. We're out here at a new court. But yeah, bro. Being lonely could be dangerous, but it's super peaceful. There's this kind of silence that feels like medicine. After the opinions of the world, the pressure, the expectations, being alone can feel like stepping into a calm river. Your mind slows down, your breath deepens, and chaos fades. And the first time in a long time there's peace. But there's something that people rarely talk about. That same peace could become dangerous. Because when solitude feels better than connection, when silence feels safer than conversation, when being alone feels easier than being understood, you start to build walls that weren't really supposed to be there. At first, you think it's healthy, you think you're protecting your energy. You tell yourself that you're focusing on growth and less on negativity. And sometimes that's true. Solitude is necessary. Even Jesus withdrew to lonely places to pray. The wisest men in history sought quiet places, just to think. But solitude was never meant to become isolation. Because when you're alone for so long, sometimes subtle things happen. You stop explaining yourself, you stop opening up. You stop allowing people to get close enough to you, to challenge you, to sharpen you, to remind you of who you are when you start to begin to drift. The book of Proverbs says, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. Iron cannot sharpen itself. We're not meant to walk completely alone. The danger about peaceful isolation is it doesn't feel like destruction. It feels calm, it feels safe, it feels controlled. But also, growth rarely happens in comfort. Sometimes the person could be a mirror to our blind spot. Sometimes brotherhood keeps us grounded. Sometimes a conversation is what keeps your mind from going into its own echo chamber. Because the mind, when it's left alone long enough, can start to believe its own voice and only that voice alone. And that is where wisdom fades. The opportunity for wisdom fades. This doesn't mean that you should give access to yourself to everybody. I've been trying to balance this myself. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table, but it does mean that we should be careful with not confusing peace with isolation. There's a difference between guarding your peace and locking the door from the inside. Healthy solitude builds you, but isolation can harden you. The strongest men aren't the ones that stand alone forever. They're the ones that know when to retreat and when to return the fire of community. Because brotherhood, fellowship, and the shared struggle are not distractions from life. They're part of the design. So if you find yourself loving the quiet a little too much, if being alone feels safer than being known, just remember this: peace is powerful, but the kind of peace that removes you from everyone can slowly remove you from the version that was meant to grow alongside everyone else. And sometimes the bravest thing that someone could do is step out of their silence. If y'all made it this far in the video and haven't liked and subscribed, please do so. God bless y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed. Take care. On to the next.